Hi. Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me? Am I audible? Okay, I'm so sorry. I will start it again. So, I am Nisha Siripurapu. I am going to be the speaker today in THWAM Talks. And before we get started, I would want to thank Chrissy Vasan, because she was the one who contacted me a couple of weeks back, and she told me about this interesting FB sessions which she started, and wherein she is inviting speakers from different walks of life, and they're coming and sharing their life experiences and journey. So I was really very impressed, and I couldn't say no, and that's the reason I'm here. And little bit more about Chrissy. Chrissy, she's a founder of THWAM. And THWAM is a company they are into manufacturing organic beauty products, and they have very reputed endorsements, and they have got certification of Ministry of Ayush, and they are certified organic and Cosmos certified. And as I told in my brief video, Ministry of Ayush was recently in news because of Ramdev Baba's coronal, so it is a very prestigious endorsement. So I would request, rather insist, that you please visit THWAM's webpage and check out on the products. They are really good. So Chrissy, you are doing a great job. Best of luck for your this venture. And something about me now, because next 40 minutes you're going to be with me. So I'm a freelancer actor, and I always think of myself as an accidental actor, because I really didn't know even A of acting. And I did few courses. My first acting guru was Shalaka. And Shalaka, she doesn't need any introduction in Singapore, everybody knows her. So my first acting workshop was with her, with We Can Do It. And then I did master workshop with Mr. Anupam Kher. And then I did a couple of few more workshops with the leading stalwarts of film industries, like Mr. Manoj Bajpayee. I did workshop from Mr. Anupam Kher, of course, as already mentioned, and Shishir Sharma sir, Ashok Kurang sir. So all these workshops now gave me a little bit of confidence to introduce myself as an actor. So basically I do corporate shoots, I do commercials for television and social media, and I also tried my hand in face modeling. So that's my basically the profession. And when I am not acting, I am a YouTuber. So 1.5 to 2 years back, I started a YouTube channel, and that is exclusively for diabetics. So in this channel, I share very healthy and diabetic friendly recipes. So diabetic friendly recipe doesn't mean that it is only for diabetics. It is of course very good for people who are trying to lose few calories, and those are very health conscious. So it's extremely good. So you can just go and check it out. Now there was a reason why I started this channel. So the aim of starting this channel was that I wanted to promote healthy eating. Now I have seen that even among my friends and family, among my cousins and youngsters, nowadays people, they don't want to eat a complete meal. I don't know why they feel that it's very outdated, and people are sticking and hooking onto some kind of fad diets. So that was one of the reasons. I'm really very much against that, and I really promote eating a balanced meal. So that was the motive. And another second very important reason was that I myself have experienced this disease very closely. When I was carrying back in 2006, I have experienced, I was detected with gestational diabetes, and my condition was so bad that I was on insulin. So 3 times I was taking insulin shots. So that somewhere really dampened my spirit, and it really disturbed me a lot. And for the first time, otherwise I'm like to think of myself as a fighter, and I always believe in finding some solutions. But this disease really, it shook me up, and I went into deep depression. So instead of enjoying my pregnancy, it was a very fearsome journey for me. So that time I really thought a lot, and diabetes as it appears, it's surely not a very simple disease, it's extremely complicated. So well, and then I'm a type of a person, I have a very questioning mind. You know, you just, if a doctor is asking me to take insulin shot, I really have hundreds and thousands of questions in my mind. And anyone you ask me to do anything, you have to give me the reason why I have to do it. So this inquisitiveness made me read a lot of books and understand this disease. So the last 2 trimesters, you know, I read a lot, and then I understood the disease. So one good thing was that, yes, as I said, it is a very complicated disease, and but the good thing is the ball is always in patient's court. So if he really lives a very strict and disciplined life, he can really be a very normal person. So that is the aim. And one more thing is that I'm very much against these fad diets, and because I myself have experienced. So one time in life I was in Delhi, Gurgaon actually, so it's a fashion capital of our country, and so you're so stressed out there, you have to look good and you have to be really perfect, and so all those I got wrongly influenced. And I was looking for some shortcut methods, you know. So this was a very common thing among friends, to hire a dietitian or a nutritionist. So I also did that. So when I was doing that for I went for almost a year's course, and I really reduced a lot, but little did I know that there was a lot of damage that was happening inside my body. And after that we moved to Singapore, and after coming here, when I approached dietitian, I realized that they're very expensive. And so I gave up that idea. And then after that my body became so confused, because I was using someone's I was so dependent on a dietitian, I stopped using my brain. So that really created a lot of problem, and my half body was almost paralyzed, you know, I had no sensation left. And then later again, my all problems, I find the solutions in books. So I read a lot, I went to the top-notch doctors of Singapore, I really spent dollars, and it took really too much of time for me to come back to my normalcy. But till, I always feel that it's very easy to damage our system, our body. Okay, now suppose I create a wound here, you know, in second a wound will be created, but to heal this it will at least take 2-3 weeks, and if there's a scar, it will really take months for my skin to get back to normalcy. So that is one thing I want, that I promote through my channel, that you please don't go for any such kind of diets. It's really going to damage your system big way, and you have to pay a very big cost for that. So that is the basic reason of starting YouTube channel Nisha's Diabetic Kitchen. So I believe now, so I realized that the biggest pharmacy, after doing all these damage, after experiencing diabetes, I realized one thing, that the biggest pharmacy is in our house itself, and that is in kitchen. So all the ingredients, if you use it very carefully, you can really get a desired whatever health you want, or whatever desired vital stat you're looking for. So the pharmacy is there, but only thing is you should know how to use it. And when it comes to diabetes, as I said, it's not a very simple disease, and it's definitely not like any other ailment like fever or inflammation, where you're just taking a tablet and you get cured. It is definitely not like that. It is very, very demanding, and it asks you to take medication. It asks you to lead a very healthy lifestyle. You know, you cannot afford to have a sedentary lifestyle. You have to exercise. You have to lead a stress-free life. So all these I have learned, and I accumulated so much of information on diabetes that I wanted to release it somewhere. So initially I thought of writing a book, but back then, that was the only option. But then later, gradually, I also got busy raising up my kid, and now I have ample amount of time. So I thought of, I'm a bit tech savvy also now, so I thought of starting a YouTube channel. So that is the story, how my channel Nisha's YouTube Kitchen was born. Now it is a proper commercial channel, so you can just go and have a look there. But as I said, I am a very orthodox person when it comes to eating. So I still eat my carbs, and carbs has become such an outdated thing these days. So that's what I'm promoting. Even if you're diabetic, you have to have your carbs, but you should know how to choose your right kind of carbs. So that's what I'm going to teach. That's what, not teach, sorry. That's what I'm going to cover here. So yeah, so initially, I mean, right now I have divided these minutes. I'll cover 5 topics. I'll give you a list of things. So if you're suffering from diabetes, I'll be telling that these are the few things that mandatorily you should have. Okay, I'll tell you about few herbs that you can have. Then we'll understand this disease a bit, because one should know, if you're having this disease, you should know what exactly it is, what are the type of diabetes, and of course we'll understand the cause. Okay, and last I'll be covering food and exercise. So these are the 2 very important things. So diabetes is basically, if you're suffering from this disease, it has occurred because of whatever you have eaten, and it will cure you through your food only, through your diet only. So it's very important that you are well educated. And of course, diabetes, I mean, if you're having a diabetic in the house, it's very important that the person who cooks your meal, he or she, whosoever it is, they should be well educated. And in India, mostly we women cook. So it's very important that the lady of the house is well updated. So diabetes is more about education than medication. So that's it. And before I start, I would just like to tell a small story about my mom. So I was in Mumbai, and usually we early mornings, 8:39, we have a call every day. So I was in Mumbai, and one fine day, I mean, on one of the weekdays, she calls me, and she started crying and howling, and I got so scared. I thought, I mean, someone has passed away in my house or what. And then I consoled her and I asked her what happened. So she told me that, Nisha, my blood reports have come and I'm diagnosed as diabetic. So I said, it's okay, what is the big deal? Because probably at that time I didn't know what diabetes means, and probably she was aware. So she started crying, howling and whatever. Then I said, okay, I arranged and I asked her to fly to Mumbai, and we took some appointments from the top-notch endocrinologist and we went there. And obviously we all Indians, we have this habit of not doing the regular checkups, right? We go to the doctors only in the last stage, and that is, I mean, it becomes really too, it becomes too late. So my mother was no different. We went, and finally her condition was so horrible, and the doctors started with insulin. So 20 plus units she had to take 3 times. So we came back home, she again cried and all. It's not easy to accept, I know that. So she stayed with us for a week and all. She was happy. She went back home. And I kept on checking with her every day. Whenever I'll call, I'll ask, have you taken your insulin? She'll say, yeah. No, mothers are really very good actors. Then one day what happened, my helper, she picked up the phone, the caretaker. And I asked her, are you taking good care of my mother or not? She said, yeah, she's absolutely fine. And then I asked whether she's taking her injections. Then she said, which injections? I said, those insulin injections which she got from Mumbai. She said, no, Didi, she's not even opened. And I was so shocked. I mean, I really lost my cool, and I called her. I gave her left, right and center, because in me and my mother's relation, I am like mother to her, she's more like kid. And I became very angry, and I said, what were you doing these days? It's almost a month that you have gone back to your house. And then I realized that she was doing window shopping, medical window shopping. So instead of taking her insulin, she was trying all the other branches of medicine. She was going to naturopathy, she was going to Ayurvedic doctor, she was going to homeopaths, and whatever possible she could do, she was trying. And later on, what happened? You give up, because if it's not that I'm against these kind of systems, but only thing is that you have to choose the right kind of diseases for which branch is right for you. If you are having, say, hernia, or you are having diabetes, I strictly and I firmly believe that you should go to allopathic, because then it becomes too complicated. It's not such a simple disease. But then later on, what happened, to replace that 3 shots, she had to take these many medicines. Okay, her bedside was full of Ayurvedic medicines, homeopathic pills, and I don't know what all she was trying. And then finally she gave up. And then after counseling enough, she started her medicines, she started her insulin and all. And trust me, today it is, I think, more than 17 years. and her medicines have, her insulin shots, they have come down to medicines, and she doesn't even talk about it. Now, why I'm telling this is because 8 out of 10 people, they do this. They do this. Once you are detected with diabetes, I request that you should ASAP start the medication. You know, I understand that allopathic medicines have side effects, but if the side effects is this much, and if you're not taking, you have no idea what damage you're going to do to your body. You know, then it will be too late. So that's what, and it's not that once you start with the allopathic medicines, it will not come down, it will surely taper down. So you should find a good diabetologist, and you should stick to whatever the line of treatment he is giving instead of doing your own self-medication. Okay? Yeah, so this is one thing. So we'll get started now with the list of things that I have. Okay? So first of all, I've taken the printouts. This is a very interesting thing I found out. Now, if suppose you're detected, so basically I'm dealing with type 2 only. I'll talk a lot about diabetes type 2 because type 1 definitely it's an autoimmune disease. You cannot do anything. You have to take insulin, and gestational, of course, you know, it goes away once the baby is out. So this is a kind of a, can you see this? Is it visible? Okay, this is a card. Okay, I call it a medical card. Every diabetic should have this card in their wallet or in their handbags. Okay, so in this you can write your name, you can write whether you are type 1, type 2, okay, what is your medication, and you can in the behind you can give your address and contact number. Now these kind of things are really very important because in case you're having any low sugar or you are suffering from hypoglycemia, if you faint down, then the person around you, they know whom to contact. Okay, and then these are the very interesting things I found. Okay, can you see this? These are the bracelets. These are again the medical alert bracelets. Okay, I just found it on FB and I just ordered it for my mom. Okay, so it says type 2 and it says type 1. So these are again very important. These are the medical alert bracelets. So I request that you should have this because in case you need any kind of treatment, any emergencies there, so the treatment can be immediately started. So this is one thing, and of course you should have glucometer. And you should have weighing scale, weighing machine. It's very important to check your weight. And you can have, okay, there are a few, yeah, one more thing, as I said, food is the major cause of diabetes, and surprisingly or ironically you can say food is the cure. So it's very important that you know how to cook your meals. Okay, so you can go for, because we all have this habit of having Niknish things with tea in the evening. So you can go for oven and air fryer. Now air fryer is a very good investment. So whatever snacks you're preparing, because diabetes, if you're suffering from this, your heart is always at risk. So it's better that you prepare oil-free snacks. So I have shared many recipes in my YouTube channel, so you can go and check it out. So air fryer is a good investment. You can go for oven. Okay, you can do a little bit of healthy baking also. And yeah, and then there are 4 important things that you have to take care. First is your vitamin B, vitamin D, you have calcium, and HbA1c. Now HbA1c is a kind of a report card. Now every 3 months the cells, they die in the body and new cells are formed. So after 3 months, so how you have behaved yourself, you know, in the 3 months, you know, whether you were a good student or not, that's your report card. So HbA1c is very, very important. So you can mark four dates in your calendar, and without fail you should go and get your HbA1cs done. And as I said, vitamin D and vitamin B12 and D, they are very important, and the deficiencies can really cause maddening symptoms, and it can cause a lot of depression. So if you are on metformin or you are having glucophage or any kind of diabetic medicines, you can suffer from the deficiency of B12. So B12 you can have it without even going for checking, because B12 is a water soluble vitamin. It doesn't get deposited anywhere. So without going for the checkup, you can directly have, okay, every day you should have. But vitamin D, what I personally feel is that many dietitians, they say that you can have without going for checkups, but personally I feel that it's not required. I mean, unless and until you're suffering from this deficiency, it's not necessary to have any kind of supplements. So this is very important, mother of all vitamins, or the sunshine hormone which we call. So please have that. And calcium. Now calcium otherwise also, if you are not diabetic, or otherwise also, the ladies after 30, if you have given birth to a child, automatically the body the calcium starts depleting. So it's very important that you have this supplement. Okay, so calcium, vitamin B12, D, and HbA1c, these 4 tests mandatorily you have to do. Okay, because once you have vitamin D deficiencies, your hair will start falling, you will have depression and all sort of things that you don't want to have. So it's very important that you please mark dates in your calendar and religiously you go for it. Okay, and then there are few herbs, okay, that I have this habit of writing because I forget. Okay, so you can now basically the carbohydrate is diabetics' biggest enemy, right? So definitely you have to reduce on your carbs, and you have to select right kind of carbs. Okay, so when you are reducing on your carbs, definitely you will feel lethargic, you may feel lifeless, you may not have energy. So but that again depends on the right kind of food. Okay, so you can add few herbs in your diet. So like wheatgrass powder. Okay, there are few powders that you can, organic powders you have to order. Please don't go to the grocery shop and buy these things. Herbs you can either order from Amazon, or you can go to the organic shops. If you're in Singapore, there are many such shops. So you have to spend little more. So, but please go for the organic products only. So you can go for wheatgrass powder. Okay, you can go for this thing. What is that? Barley grass. Okay, you can go for wheatgrass. You can go for barley grass powders. You can go for spirulina. And these all, either you can have it in a powder form, or you also get a lot of capsules. But I prefer that you go for the powdered option. Okay. So, and you can add this in your diet. Okay, either you can have it with rice, or the best thing is smoothie. Now the green smoothie is very popular among diabetics, so I suggest you go for that. And what you can do is you can take one leaf. Okay, you can take palak usually, or kale. Kale is very good. You can add any herb like mint, or you can add curry leaf, and then you can add one fruit. It should be either apple or it can be pear. So you grind it, and you have any of these powders: wheatgrass, barley grass, spirulina, and of course, yeah, one more thing is the moringa powder. Moringa powder is extremely good. We call it murngika in Tamil, and we South Indians have a lot, as sambar. In sambar we use it a lot. So you can go for moringa powders. So these powders, it's not that you have to have all together. You can have every month. You can keep changing, or every week you can keep changing. So only 1 spoon you have to add, okay, in your green smoothies. And surprisingly, I want to tell one thing. If you're suffering from diabetes, any diabetic, like recently one of my friends, she was detected with this disease, and she was huge. She was like 95. And I met her after just 2-3 months back, before this lockdown, and I was so surprised to see her. She looked fantastic, and she was really, I know her, she has tried practically all possible ways of reducing weight, but she was not able to. And when I saw her, I asked, what happened? You're looking, did you go to a dietitian, or did you go for any drastic kind of diet? Then she said, no, Nisha, I'm detected with diabetes, So this is a very funny thing. So you can use this disease as a game changer, because right from morning to end, till night, you are eating healthy stuffs, you are eating a lot of greens, you are having veggies, fruits. So definitely you tend to lose weight, and you tend to look very good. Even the men I have seen. When I was doing a shoot with a gentleman, he was 67, I think, So, and when I saw his muscular body and all this, so he was also diabetic. So you can change this, it's up to you. I mean, keep on thinking about this, cribbing about diabetes. I'm diabetic, go in a self-pity mode, go in a denial. Why me? So it's totally up to you. So, yeah. So that's it. So these herbs you can have, and few more things like cinnamon. Now cinnamon is very good. All the problems, diabetics, the major problem is heart. All the problems start with heart, and for diabetics they have to be extremely careful. So cinnamon is very good. So every day you can have a little bit in your tea, or whichever form you can have. Okay, even the green tea you can add a little bit of cinnamon. But again, many people they do a lot of small mistakes. And see, I'll show you this. I have now, this is a fake cinnamon. Can you see that? Okay. Now this is a fake cinnamon. Okay, this is very smooth. This is very smooth and this is very hard. So this is fake. This is called cassia. You're not going to buy this. What you can do is you should go for these kind of cinnamon. Okay, this kind of the flaky ones. Okay, and they're very brittle and they can easily be, you can grind it into powder. So these are called Sri Lankan cinnamon or Ceylon cinnamon. So you should see the difference. Can you? Okay, there's too much of light, I think. Okay, so please don't go for this. This usually all these Indian shops they have in bulk. So please don't go for this. You should go for this. Okay, and try to make the powder and keep it. And you have to keep it in the cool place. And one more mistake many people do is having what is that? Flax seeds. Okay. Now many of my friends they have the habit, what they do is they get a half kg of flax seeds and they make it into a powder and they keep it near gas, the aisles which we have near our cooking this thing, they keep it near that. But that is not the right way. First of all, you have to not grind flax seeds in bulk. You have to grind in small portions. Okay, and you can just grind it. It should be fresh, otherwise it gets oxidized. If you are grinding in half kg or 1 kg, it's as good as you don't take it. It's nothing. It's just like any other powder. So it's better that you grind it as and when. Okay, and you should freshly have it. Fine. So this is one thing. And chia seeds. Yeah, chia seeds is. Again, it's very fibrous, so you can add this. You can have your smoothies, whatever I said, the green smoothie, you can add in that. So it swells, if you have to soak it, and you can add it in your smoothies and you can have it. Okay. And one very important thing is this husk. Okay, psyllium husk. Can you see that? Okay. So it's a psyllium husk. You can add it in your chapatis and you can make it even more fibrous. And one combination I'm going to tell you, what you can do is you can make it and keep it and every day, because diabetics they tend to get infection very soon. So what you can do is you can make this powder and keep it in your house. But again, anything whatever I'm telling you, don't make it in bulk. You can have in small portions. Okay, it's always better to have fresh. So you can have 3 spoons of organic gooseberry powder, it's called amla in Hindi, and 1 spoon of turmeric. So both has to be organic. So you take a box, okay, you put 3 spoons of gooseberry powder and 1 spoon of turmeric powder. Keep on doing that till your bottle is full, and keep it in cool place again. So you can have this either early morning or you can have in the night. So these are the 2 lists that I want that every person should mandatorily have with them. Okay. Now we'll go to the second topic, which is I feel that if you're suffering from this, you should know what exactly diabetes is. You should understand what is happening in your body. Now, I'll explain you it in a very simple way. Whenever we eat food, 2 things are happening. First, the food, it gets converted into sugar, and at the same time the mind gives instruction to a small organ called pancreas to release insulin. Okay, so these 2 things happen always simultaneously. So the moment you eat, insulin is released. The moment you eat, insulin is released. Okay. Now the sugar, which is the food which is getting converted into sugar, it needs to go into the cell. Now cell is like this. Okay, it is locked. The cell will not open on its own. So this insulin is the key. It will come. It will open up the cell, and the sugar will go inside it. The sugar goes inside it, and the sugar gets converted into energy, and that's how we feel energized, and that's how we perform our day-to-day chores. Okay. Now this is what is happening in a normal healthy person. Okay, you eat, the food gets converted into sugar, insulin is released, the insulin opens the lock, and the sugar goes inside the cell. The sugar gets converted into energy, and you get energy. So this is what is happening in a healthy body. Now in diabetics, what happens is everything remains the same, we don't stop eating, right? We keep eating. And person like me, the most busiest organ of me is my mouth. I keep eating whole day, you know. I'm really like munching. So we keep eating, and then in the diabetics also, what is happening is the insulin is released, okay, or it is not released. So if insulin is released, it is malfunctioning. It is not able to open the cells. So in the absence of this function, what is happening is the sugar is getting accumulated in the body. It remains in your bloodstream. It's not going into the cell. So we have hungry cells in the body. We are not able to do our work. We feel so tired. We feel so lethargic. You know, we are deficient of all the nutrients. You know, so all sort of problems, whatever the diabetic symptoms, it starts appearing. So glucose is toxic in nature, and it should not remain in the body. It should not remain in the body. Therefore, you should go for the medication ASAP. So this is what happens in diabetes. So I'll give you some small exercise. You know, you may find it very funny, but I insist you please do it. So what you can do is you can just see the anatomy, how our digestive system looks like. I'm sure we have read in our secondary, we must have forgotten. So you can just go and see how the anatomy of digestive system is, like how does it look. So you just close your eyes, and you imagine that your mouth, your esophagus, your stomach, your liver, your pancreas, your all organs, the long intestine, the small intestine, they are really very healthy. You have no problem. Your pancreas are perfect, and they are producing ample amount of insulin, and everything is perfect. Okay, this is a small exercise, and trust me, it will really have a huge impact. You know, you may find it funny, but if you go to Thwam Talks page, there was a gentleman, I'm forgetting his name. He gave a very interesting you know, exercise. He asked that whatever you want, that any manifestation you want to happen, I mean anything, any of your dreams you want that it should manifest, you have to do you have to do one thing. One exercise he gave is 60 seconds. You have to close your eyes and you have to imagine that this is happening, and this you have to do 3 times. You know, I found it very interesting. I believe in this. I believe in law of attraction. I believe Rhonda Byrne. I read a lot, you know, the secrets. So it happens. You do it. Please do it. It will work after a while, you know. And there's one very interesting book, The Power of Subconscious Mind. So when you're repeatedly you're visualizing this thing, that you're having a healthy system, it will happen. You know, it's a kind of a self-hypnosis. So do try it out. So yeah, so that's about diabetes. And so there are 3 types: type 1, type 2, and gestational. Now type 1, as I said, it is an autoimmune disease. So by birth you have that problem and you have to take insulin. And gestational, it happens during pregnancy. Now when the placenta comes inside your body, it creates some kind of hormonal imbalance, and the cells in the pregnant lady's body become cell resistant. But the only saving grace about gestational is that the moment the baby comes out, it goes away. The umbilical cord is cut and gestational diabetes goes away. But you are always at risk. You're always at risk. And again, here lies the importance of going for the medical checkup, which we Indians don't have. I don't know why. And I keep on telling my mother, my in-laws listen to me, and they go and they're so healthy, you know, so healthy. So this is small time of small investments can really save you from big trouble. Okay, the critical illnesses, God forbid, if there is anything, you know, it will be detected early, and it can be cured also. I mean, cancer in first stage or any kind of critical illness, if it is detected early, it can be cured. So why not? Why not? We should go for these kind of regular checkups. So if you are having gestational sugar, please be very careful, because it will make a comeback. You know, sooner or later it can make a comeback. You know, I should not say will, it can, but it can be prevented also. Right? And the third type is type 2, which we already said, rather the insulin is produced but it's not functioning, or it's not produced at all by pancreas. So type 2, again, there is one more condition. It's called the pre-diabetic condition. So if you are pre-diabetic, that means the sugar is in the body, but there's not that much that, you know, you are declared as type 2. That can be cured. Okay, that can certainly be cured. So here again lies the importance of regular checkups. And once a diabetic is always a diabetic. I really don't find any happiness in saying that, but that is the bitter truth. But pre-diabetic condition can really be cured. So please think about it very seriously. Okay, now coming to the causes, there are of course food. As I said, food is one of the biggest reason. You don't go in a self-pity mode and don't say why me, why me. You must have done blunders. You imagine all those moments where you sat in front of TV with a big tub of popcorn, with a tall glass of Coke. All these things we have done it. So we have invited diabetes, in our life. So you should know how to deal with it. And one of the biggest causes is again stress. Now when I say stress, immediately we relate it to mental stress. Okay, definitely mental stress is one of the reasons, but we can classify stress into three: physical, chemical, and mental. Of course mental, I'm not meeting my targets, my son is not doing good, he's not scoring well, he's not getting medal, blah 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 blah. Mental stress, right? Then comes your physical stress. Now I have seen that many of my friends, they have, including me, of course, including me, I also ape my friends. What they do is, like, I have a beautiful reservoir in front of me. I'm sure those who are on FB, they know how addicted I am to it, and I keep posting many beautiful videos. So if suppose now the local people here, the Singaporeans, even a 10-year-old kid can do that entire stretch, the entire lap in maybe say 25 minutes, 30 minutes, okay? But a lady or an Indian lady or an Indian man may not be able to do that, So in that case, what you're trying to compete with that person, okay? And then your body is experiencing a kind of a stress, that is a physical stress, So exercise should make you feel good, it should not make you feel tired. If it is making you tired, that means you're not doing the right thing. So in that condition, again, it will have a negative impact on your readings. Your sugar readings will again go up. Okay, so that is a physical stress. You should very well take care of that. Okay, and then comes the chemical stress. Again, food. We keep on having nicknish things at tea times, in the mornings. We have this habit of waking up to biscuits. So these are the chemicals, the trans fats that we are putting inside. So that is again damaging our system. That is again causing stress. That will again, increase your sugar reading. So stress is directly proportional to your sugar readings. And of course weight, obesity is another reason. With every kg, you try doing that, you reduce your weight. With every kg you will see a difference in your readings. Okay, and it will happen because immediately you are shifting to your diet, right? You're changing your diet, you're leading a very healthy lifestyle, that sedentary lifestyle goes away, you become very careful. You're living with fear. Now fear is very important. It is very good. I stay in Singapore, you ask me, fear does magic. Here if I have to drive, okay, I know I'm so careful. I don't break any rules. I'm extremely careful because I know if I break the rule, there'll be a fine. Singapore is called a fine city. There's an ambiguity in that. Fine city, it's extremely beautiful, and there's a fine for everything. When I go for my walks in the reservoir, there are beautiful trees with full this thing, the mangoes and all the. So in my thoughts also, I can't even think of plucking that, because below that there is a this thing, caution, $1,000. So a little bit of fear does magic for humans. So if you are having diabetes, out of fear you lose all your weight, you will do exercise, you will take special efforts, to keep yourself stress free. You will start meditating. So all these prescribed therapies, you will start doing it, because why? You are having a little bit of fear. So it's good, right? So yeah, you can do that. And okay, now coming to the most important thing is food and exercise. So this is the last topic and we'll be concluding with that. So food, as I said, it's very important. The person who is cooking for you, he should know what is right and what is wrong for you. Okay, unknowingly he or she may be damaging your health. Okay, so okay, now first thing you will do is, see, there's a lot of buzz about keto diet and vegan diet and blah blah blah. Now what these diets do is they remove the carbohydrate, they remove the carbs from your diet, and the carbs are the major source which cause water retention in your body. So the moment the carb is removed from your diet, you feel so squeezed out, you know, the water retention is not there, and suddenly you start feeling so thin, and you feel that, wow, this diet is so magical and it has given me the beach body or perfectly toned body. But no, that's not the right thing. You please don't go for these shortcut methods. And moreover, I feel that, you know, the food should look good. With all due respect to those who believe in keto, I have absolutely nothing against you, okay? And I'm not being judgmental, it's my personal opinion. I want the food should look good. For me, the food should look good, okay? There's a reason why the eyes are here, then comes the nose, and then comes the mouth. Once the food looks good, then comes its smell. It should smell good, okay? If it looks good, it smells good, your mouth starts salivating. When your mouth starts salivating, the digestion it speeds up, you know, so you easily digest food. So this is very important for me, at least, or for everyone rather, because whenever we go to the restaurants and all that, they take extra care in the presentation. They present it beautifully, you know, the food smells good. How many times we have said that, oh wow, my mouth is watering because of the smell or because of maybe the presentation. So it's very important. So when I see that keto diet, I seriously, I'm sorry, but I feel like throwing up. You know, this much eggs, this much cheese. And one more thing I want to ask is, suppose you're 40 years old, okay, and you're detected with diabetes. Are you able to have for rest of your 40 years, let's assume that your life expectancy of whatever the general, I mean Indians is 75, so are you able to for so many years, for rest of your life, are you ready to have that keto diet every meal? Can you have that? I mean, at least I can't have. Okay, so you should have a very colorful diet. You should have a rainbow diet. Okay, there should be colors in your plate, and each color signifies a vitamin, a nutrient. Okay, so you should have a colorful diet. If you're not having a colorful diet, you will end up having colorful tablets. Okay, and if you're strong enough, so it's see, I'll tell you very clearly, 40 and 50 is a very crucial time. You know, it's downhill for a man or woman. You know, we are all going through this, undergoing through this midlife crisis. Our kids are in the they're in the teenagers, they are the teenagers. You know, we are worried about their career. So there's lot of stress, you know, between 40 to 50. And in the midst of everything, slowly the diabetes tiptoes in your life, and then someone tells you, okay, go for keto. Now if you are a housewife or you have too much of time, you can think about that meal. You know, you can think about having keto. Okay, what is the next meal? Every minute you have to plan. You can do that, right? But if you are a CEO of a company, you're traveling, you have so many meetings lined up, so will you be, these are all abnormal diets. You cannot think about it. You cannot think about it. And first of all, they are not found anywhere. They're not found anywhere. So therefore, the food has to be eaten in a combination. Always it has to be eaten in a combination. And there is a reason why they're served like that. Whenever any carbohydrate is eaten with protein, okay, or rather I should rephrase it, I'll say it this way. You have to have carbohydrate with protein, with veggies, with fat, and with lot of fiber that is salad. Okay, when you're having this kind of combination, the sugar level will not rise. Okay, the protein in it brings the sugar content. Okay, it will say it will tell rice, hey, keep quiet, you're not shooting up the sugar in the body. Okay, it will suppress it. The fibers will suppress it. So you see, you pick any of the dishes, whether it's Indian dish or whether it's an international cuisine, always you will find it comes in the combination. Okay, idli, sambar. Idli, again, it's a carb. Sambar is protein with lot of veggies. Okay, you take chola puri, again protein and carb. Okay, you take dal bati, again protein and carb. You take khichdi. Okay, so everything comes in the combination. A little bit of ghee is important, because when you add ghee in rice, it brings down the carb level. When you're eating plain rice, your sugar will spike up just like that. But if you're having it with dal, okay, it won't. Okay, so please have a complete meal. Have as many colors as you can have in your plate. Okay, have a rainbow diet. And so if you have to do little bit of change, whatever you're eating, okay, you can stick to that, and you will have we'll do some kind of changes to make it very healthy. Okay, so I'll give you a diabetic plate method. I'll teach you. So usually we eat in these kind of plates. Okay, this is a 12-inch plate. Okay, we have to change this and we have to make it into a 9-inch plate. Now this is called a diabetic plate method. Okay, you'll go for this, and I have made I have divided into 3 parts. Can you see this? Okay, so there are 3 parts. So usually, like, I'm a South Indian, I grew up eating this much rice. Okay, this here veggie and here protein, right? This is how we ate. Now you have to reverse it. Okay, you have to reverse it. You will eat this much veggies and, okay, sorry, okay, these many veggies, and this part will be filled with veggies and salad. This will be your protein, and this will be your carb. This will be your carb. Okay, and the carb you can have a combination if you are into habit of having roti or rice, and or only rice, whatever, but it has to be in a small portion. So you have to choose your rice, I mean whatever carbs you're using, you have to choose it wisely. So you can go for the complex carbs. Now complex carbs are the carbs which will release sugar slowly in your bloodstream. So when it is releasing slowly, you will get energy also gradually. Okay, it will keep you satiated for the long time. Okay, so this diabetic plate method you can follow, and thumb rule is 50% cooked and 50% uncooked. So whenever your diet should be 50% raw, it should be veggies, it should be fruits and whatever, and 50% should be cooked. Okay, and every time you are having your main meals, you will start with salad. Okay, or another ways, you can have 2 plates. You can have 2 plates. In one plate you will have salads, and another plate you will have your main course. So you finish your first salad and then you go to your main course. Always you do this, because fibers really bring down your sugar levels. They keep it in a very pleasant range. Okay, you really feel happy seeing that reading in your glucometer. So you have to have with your you should take care of your fibers. Okay, fiber intake in your diet. Okay, and even if you're having a breakfast, it's better that you first have half an apple or half a pear, and then you go on to your breakfast. Okay, so you can have carbs. So in night, okay, there's a saying that when in the morning, when you're having breakfast, you should not invite your friends, but in lunch you can invite one, and the dinner you can totally give it away to your friend. So you know what I mean, right? So what you can do is, you can have your carbs, you can divide it, you can have it in the breakfast, in the breakfast, and you can have it in the lunch. Okay, so night you go carb free, you can have either chilas or whatever, some protein dosa. Okay, so that is the thing. And you have to switch to whole grain. Now whatever is white is not for you. Okay, white rice, milk, salt, sugar, maida, anything white, it's not meant for you. Okay, you'll shift to whole grain. There's a very popular saying in England that whiter is your bread, sooner are you dead. So now you'll stop having white. So if you're having chapatis, every meal you're having chapati, you're a rice eater, you'll add something in it. Okay, don't have white chapatis. You can add leaf, you can make fulkas out of it. And if you're having rice, you can add little bit of ragi flour, or you can add you can cook rice and quinoa together. You know, you can try these combinations. They really does wonder. And one more thing I have is this. These are the soya chunks. Okay, now in my house I'm a Tambram, and I was taught this, that this is a non-veg. You know, I find it so ridiculous. And paneer also was not allowed in my house. Okay, so I'm a Iyer, and I grew up eating a strict, you know, the Tambram diet. So I found it very funny. So I have no liking for these soya chunks till now, you know, thanks to my parents. So what you can do is, you can just, now I've started using it, I grind it, I make it like a powder, and I add it in my rice and my chapatis. Okay, and then you can have these lotus seeds, makhane. Okay, this also is very good. If you don't like it, you can again, you just air fry it. It really tastes very yum. You know, this can be a very good replacement of popcorn. Or you can make this also into powdered form and you can use it. Okay, so anything you're having, whether you're having rice, you're having roti, you have to add something. Okay, you can add flax, you can have these kind of powders, you can have soya. Okay, so cinnamon powder. Of course, rice you won't add cinnamon, but whatever you are making your curry and all that, you can do that. Pepper is good, basil is good, tulsi. So yeah, so these few changes you have to have. And one last thing is yeah, whole grain I was talking about. Now what is the difference? Now one of my someone I met, you know, we were having a discussion. She was saying there's no difference between white and brown rice. and I totally disagree, and I want to show this picture to that person. Okay, now this is how the whole grain looks. Okay, okay, this is how a whole grain looks. So there are three layers. Okay, there are three layers. Now the outer layer, this is the outer layer, this is called bran. Okay, this is called bran, and this inside layer is the endosperm, and this small seed like thing is a germ. Okay, now the entire thing, now this is a whole grain, this is a whole grain. Now the protein part, this is the bran, this is too fibrous, it has fibers, and this seed, this is a germ, it's very good for, it has antioxidants, it's good source of B12. So the entire B12 lies in the bran and the germ, and this middle part is your carbohydrate part. Now this is your brown rice, it is all the parts you are consuming. Okay, and this is very important for you, as I said, because you may have deficiency of B12. So if you're a rice eater, unknowingly your B12 levels are taken care of. Okay, so this is the difference. Now in the white rice, they remove the bran, they remove this germ, and only the carbohydrate part remains. So you can imagine the difference between the brown and the white rice. So anything white, just minimize it, and you can go for the products. And one more very interesting rice I have is this. I use this, I really love it. I cannot live without rice. So this thing, there are many varieties of rice in the market, and especially in Singapore they're excellent, you know. So I go for the organic rice. So this is a mix of brown and red rice. Okay, and you can see that it has a lot of fibers. It says that there are no preservatives, and it's good for cholesterol. I mean, you won't have cholesterol. Okay, so you can go for this. It's extremely good, and a source of calcium also, so you can go for this. So yeah, I think that's it. I am done. I think I've covered everything. Yeah, and one more thing is one important thing is about GI and GL. You have to choose your veggies and fruits depending upon their glycemic index and glycemic load. Now glycemic index means a number is given to these fruits and vegetables depending on the capability of raising the blood sugar in your bloodstream, in your blood. Okay, so so for you, the food which has low GI, okay, which is reading which has less than 55, that's good for you. And if it is above 70, then definitely it's not for you. Okay, so you can go for a low GI food. And GL means the carbohydrate content, like banana, a highly controversial fruit among diabetics. You know, so banana, the glycemic, they have a medium glycemic load. Okay, it's slightly higher, the carb content is higher, but because it is so fibrous that it will not spike the sugar in your blood. So it is definitely a good fruit every diabetic should have, but they should have in a proper way. There's a timing. You can have it as a breakfast. Please don't have along with your breakfast or along with any of your meals. It should be eaten as sole fruit. Okay, you can have it with with the many toppings. You can have a little bit of almonds, any nuts you can have with that. Okay, so it's a very filling breakfast. So you can have banana also, a lot of berries are very good. So anything, you should go for low GI and low GL. So you can just understand this disease. You have to not that every time you're seeing a fruit or vegetable you have to check the GL and GI. Any leafy vegetables are definitely good, and you should use all the herbs that I told, right? And curry leaf is extremely good. I mean, once you can make a powder and keep it again, you know. I dry it up and I grind it, so you can use that curry leaf once you eat. Now, like if I have it at 1 o'clock in the lunch, I mean along with my lunch, it will work on your body next day till 1 o'clock, you know. So 24 hours it remains in your body, but don't exceed, don't overdo it. If wheat grass is supposed to be eaten just 1 spoon or 2 spoons per day, so restrict to that. And yeah, that's it. And you have to do good cardio, because the heart says you walk for me for 1 hour and I'll take care of you for the rest of your life. So please do your cardios, and that's it. So how your one day should look like: in the morning, as I said, vitamin C, you begin with your day with juice of vitamin C. You can have gooseberry and bitter gourd, the karela, you can grind it. You have a glass of milk, I mean the glass of that juice. You add the powders which I told. You can add wheatgrass, you can have moringa, spirulina, any kind of these powders you can add. You begin your day with that. You go for a walk or whatever exercise of your choice. You go for that, and so the two things are happening. Your exercise is being taken care, you're getting enough quota of your whatever sunlight you need, so vitamin D is taken care of, okay? And you come back, have your breakfast, and start with apple or half a pear, half a fruit. First put the fiber inside and then put the main whatever your carbs and proteins, whatever it is, okay? And the same thing you can do in the lunch, okay? And very important is exercises, anti-gravity exercises. Anti-gravity exercise means you should not spend too much of time. You should wisely do your exercises, you know. So 20 minutes of walking is equal to 20 minutes of gymming is equal to 40 minutes of walking, you know. So I would prefer going to a gym rather, you know, I mean, if I was a diabetic like that. So you can do that, okay? Anti-gravity exercise, stairs, climb, go uphill, cycling, you do skipping, there are steppers. So these anti-gravity exercise is really good, because most of the office goers, they have this problem, you know, they cannot, they don't know how to do it, okay? I mean, they have this crunch time, they have this time problem, they don't know how to do. So after eating your meal, you can just, instead of taking lift, you can climb stairs, you know. These things really happen. And meditation, you have to meditate. I would suggest you do that 12 minutes, this thing, Sadhguru's, I'm forgetting the name, that 12-minute, it's very good meditation. You can do it, it really does wonders. So these are the simple things, okay? And I would like to conclude by saying that when life stops producing sweetness, that's when the body starts producing it, and it's called diabetes. So please try to be happy, find good company, and spend time with good, encouraging people who are motivating, and say goodbye to toxic people and lead a stress-free, healthy and happy life. So that's all from my end. If you have any queries. Hi Sanjay sir. Anyone has anything to ask? Okay. So can I go, Chrissy? Thanks Garima. Thank you for joining this live session. Thank you Sanjay sir. Thank you Niti. Thank you Vinita. Thanks Kalyan. Okay, now Shanta Vasan, she's asking how reliable. Of course they are, definitely they are. You have to check on all those kind of certification. As I said just now, Ministry of Ayush. Now Ministry of Ayush, it stands for Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Shuddha and Homeopathic. So all these alternative system of medicines in India. Okay, so if you have these kind of endorsement, then definitely you should go and buy. No, you don't. Okay, now Dr. Shakuntala asked if you were type 2 diabetic during pregnancy. Then I would suggest you should stick to whatever you are, your diabetologist is asking you to do. Okay, because it's very important that you stick to the medication that has been prescribed to you, and of course you have to go on the diet. You know, whatever the required prescribed diet is for you. Intermittent fasting. Okay, now Pesto George. Hi. Intermittent fasting is extremely good. Okay, extremely good. So what I would suggest is there are different type of things, you know, I mean different type of patterns, you know. For a few go for 5-2, you know, 5:2. That means they go for 5 days they eat normal food and 2 days they go for fasting. You can go for 16-8, you know, you can eat for the 8 hours window and 16 hours you are not doing anything. fasting, but I prefer that these kind of drastic fasting you should do it under guidance, under expert guidance. Okay, but the simplest and the safest what I do is I go for I wind up my, I shut down my system by 7:30. Okay, so from 7:30 to next day 7:30. So that kind of fasting, it's really does wonders. So intermittent fasting is definitely, I give 2 thumbs up for that. You should go for it. Please go for it. Okay. How to define term organic? Okay, well, I'm feeling as if I'm doing some exam. Okay, how to define term organic? Because they're all chemical free. They have no fertilizers. They are grown in a very authentic way. So there is no adulteration. So suppose if you buy that, as I showed you the cinnamon. Now cinnamon, if you buy from the grocer's shop, which is in my colony in India, I'm 100% sure that he will put some powder in it, brown colored powder he'll put, and he'll mix and he'll sell it as a cinnamon. So definitely organic. You have to read for the certification, that won't go wrong. So you order from the authentic shops. There are a few shops you should go and buy, and I very much believe in organic. Yeah, you have to. The quality, of course, you'll come to know after the usage. And then Sabita asked how to know if we are diabetic other than taking tests at hospital, as at this. Okay, what are the diabetics other than test at hospitals? You can have a glucometer. Okay, anything about 200, anything, if consistency. Okay, I'll tell you what, that's a very good one. What you can do is, as I said, I gave you the list of things. You can have glucometer, and for continuously for 3-4 times, if your fasting is above the normal range, that is if it is 100, if it is above 110, then that is how usually the doctors also declared a person diabetic. So you can check that with the glucometer. It doesn't go wrong. It's just 10 to 15, 10%, 10% more it will show. So you can minus it, whatever reading you're going. But I think in India, if you're in India, I don't think it should be a problem, because people come and they collect the blood samples, so it should not be a problem. And symptoms, as I said, you'll feel very hungry. As I explained what is diabetes, the food is not getting converted into energy. Even if it's getting converted, it's not going to the cell. So you have a hungry cell. So you feel hungry. Whatever you eat, you feel hungry. And at the time of menopause also, it's very confusing. The menopause people, the symptoms are very confusing. So you have to go for your regular checkups. You have, when I talk about symptoms, you feel hungry, you have hair loss, you feel some tingling sensations in your leg, you urinate a lot, So these are the things. Okay. Awesome session, Nisha Siripurapu. Loved it. Thank you so much, dear Garima, for joining. Okay. And thank you, sir. Deep sir, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for all the information. Thank you so much, Rupa, for joining. Okay, Chrissy, I'll just see. No, I was not type 2. I was suffering from gestational. Yeah, I developed diabetes in the second trimester. Second trimester I got to know. You go for the GTT test, the glucose tolerance test. So that's when I was detected, and it was so bad. I was having I don't know why we treat that. In India, the pregnancy is treated as a disease. I don't know. I've stayed abroad, and I see when the ladies there, they carry that, their just stomach comes out, and we become so huge. And obesity is one of the reasons. Obesity is one of the reasons why during pregnancy this gestational diabetes happens. Keto diet, as I said, I'm really very much against keto diet, and I heard it causes colon cancer. So I heard it. I don't know. I'm not about. I don't endorse any kind of such diets. Please don't. First side effect is you'll start feeling abnormal. You'll start feeling abnormal because that food is not available anywhere. No, you go, why it is not available? Because that's not a normal food people eat, right? No, please don't go for it. I will not suggest. That's what I said. Nisha, okay, Radhika, as I said in the beginning of my session, that I don't endorse any kind of diet. I always believe or promote eating a balanced meal, and go for a rainbow diet. Okay, why do you want to do keto diet? After a few days this will also go and something new will come. Okay, so that's it. Nisha, thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Sonia for joining. And Kalyan, thank you. Thank you so much, Meenu. Meenu is my neighbor. She's a very sweet person. And okay, Niti, thank you, Niti. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sanjay sir, for always supporting me. Okay, who else? Okay, Chrissy, I think I'm done. Can I log out now? Can I log out now, Chrissy? Thank you so much, Chrissy. I'm glad you liked it. Hi, Jayanti auntie, how are you? Good to see you. I think you're a bit late. Okay, so it's a bye from me. Thank you so very much, and please take good care of yourself. Okay, thank you so much. Good night. Hi, auntie. Hi, you have anything specific to ask? Jayanti auntie, hi. Okay, thank you so much. Good night. Take good care. Sleep well. Bye-bye.